paper, this movie should royally piss me off. It should. Fortress is produced by Randall Emmett. It's by an idea by Randall Emmett and Emil Hirsch. It's written by Alan Horsnail, who wrote Midnight in the Switchgrass. It's directed by James Cullen Brissac, who did Survive the Game. It has Bruce Willis in it, of course. You know, you've got Shannon Doherty, you've got Chad Michael Murray, and you've got Jesse Metcalfe. The ingredients here should be enough to make me go, I'm gonna hate this every single second. And I do dislike this movie. I don't love it. It's not a good movie, but it's not an awfully abysmal abomination. And maybe part of my feelings is because after watching Deadlock and Survive the Game, I got so much energy and just annoyance and frustration. I just got it all out. And while watching this movie, I realized I didn't have all that left. I didn't have that kind of like left anymore. I was just like, you know what? This is fine. In fact, before I get into the movie, this is the kind of Bruce Willis shitty movie that I would recommend to people who have never watched a shitty Bruce Willis movie. But Luke, why would you recommend one of these? Right, easy. Because if you've seen me do enough of these reviews and you haven't watched any of these movies, you might be going, Luke, they can't be that bad. They can't be that painful. Here's one that is bad, and you will watch it probably, hopefully, and be like, I can see where Luke's coming from when it comes to these shitty Bruce Willis movies. But it wasn't that bad. That's Fortress. Like, Fortress, I feel like, if you want a taste of what I go through without going through the exquisite, excruciating frustration that I've had with other Bruce Willis movies, yeah, this is the one. It's not a great movie still. Fortress, and no, Chris Lambert is not in this, and it's not a remake. Fortress, it's about this retirement home for old spies and stuff. And this retirement home also has a bunker in it, which is the Fortress, is what it's called. And the whole gist of this movie is Jesse is Bruce Willis's son. He goes to him going, hey, I got a crypto business, crypto finances, crypto, and all this crypto shit's like right over my head. I don't even know if it makes sense or not, but it's a shitty Bruce Willis movie, so probably not. But it's all over my head. I'm like, yeah, whatever, crypto bullshit. Right, they're good with money. Okay. And he asks his dad for money. Then like bad guys try to take over this place in the fortress. They need to get to Bruce Willis because like he pissed off the main bad guy played by Chad Michael Murray. Right. So I don't mind some of this, and I really dislike some of this, because there's a scene where Chad Michael Murray punches Bruce Willis in the face like 8 times in a row. So how can I be mad when I see that? I feel like James Cullen Brissac gave me what I wanted. Might not have been a wonderful movie, but he gave me what I wanted, which is to see Bruce Willis get his fucking face punched in for making all of these bad movies. Oh, it was such a release. It was my favourite part of the movie. That's one of my favourite parts. Before I get into the nitty gritty, there is this one character. His name is Blaine. He's played by Michael Cera. He's been in a couple of these bad Bruce Willis movies. And he's been just all right in them. No offense to you, Michael, but this one, he plays a character named Blaine. And he feels like a character from a different movie. Everyone else is taking everything so seriously. We gotta get into this fortress. And the other guys are like, you're not getting into this fortress. And the bad guys are like, we're in this fortress. And the good guys are like, oh no, you're in the fortress. And Blaine is just like in the forest, in the woods, with a knife and a grin on his face going, woo, I'm gonna kill people, yeah. So he's having fun. He's having a good time. You know? And I feel like I can't tell if Jesse's having a good time or a bad time. I feel like Jesse Metcalfe is good in this movie. He's decent. I believe him. Bruce Willis, like, they take his son hostage really easily. He's like, no, not my son. Oh, you know, it's standard. Everyone else is like, I'm acting. Bruce Willis is like, I've done that. I don't have to do that anymore. This is my face now. No, not my son. They work around him. I feel like a lot of people in this movie are having fun in spite of Bruce Willis. From all the kind of B grade actors. Sedarius Blaine is another actor in this movie. He has a really cool kind of red Punisher vest on. All this kind of stuff. There are silly things in this movie. Right? So you got this scene where the fortress is going to get broken into. And with a rocket launcher or something, it's going to get broken into. And one of the characters is like, they can't get in here, right? It's the fortress. And they're like, well, it was made 70 years ago and explosive technology has come a long way since then. I'm like, what? You've had 70 years to reinforce this place with the upgrading of technology and stuff. Surely, you would have upgraded this place. You've got computers and shit in here. Why haven't you reinforced this joint? That made me scratch my head. I'm like, that was really dumb. It really annoyed me how easy it was to get into this fortress. Really, really super easy. Bruce's son is taken, and his face is like, as I said, I don't know what any of this crypto shit means, and I've never really heard of bank transfers that need a countdown, but I've seen that in other movies and stuff. I really can't blame it. Look, the plot's fine. McMurray's an alright bad guy. I prefer him in this kind of role than I did in Survive the Game. He's like, I'm alive. Like, he's a lot more interesting, and he's enjoying the material that he has. Plus, he gets to punch Bruce Willis in the face. He must have read this script and been like, yes! Because I certainly was when he did that stuff. Rewatched it like twice. So, they've got this super serious thing, like Chad Michael Murray was upset that Bruce Willis stole all this money from him before he went into this bunker, and so they follow his son into this place so they can try to get the money back. So it's all, and then it all just kind of revolves around plot points about cryptocurrencies and shit, and I've got no fucking idea what the hell any of that is, only that it's new and modern, so maybe it's I don't know, man. I just, over my head, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't understand that stuff. This is a very inoffensive Bruce Willis movie compared to a lot of them. Yeah, it's all I can say. Like, I don't have that like massive anger that I did. I got it out. This is a better movie than James Cumberbatch's previous one. That goes also for Alan Horsdale, who wrote the incredibly awful Midnight in the Switchgrass. This is a trilogy, so it does sequel bait at the end. That's fine. And I already knew which actors were going to be in the second one, so I was just like, I wish I hadn't done that, because I now know who survives. But, however, at the end of the day, it's a 4 out of 10, which is a decent score for these kinds of movies. It is. It is. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just below average. It's kind of mediocre, but it's fine. I guess this is about as nice and as glowing about these movies as I feel like I can get. So, yeah. I am still putting this in the Bruce Willis Sucks playlist that I made because, well, Bruce Willis sucks in this movie. He does. That goes without saying. Like, any positive I gave this movie, he's not one of them. I want that to be clear.